I want to bring in NBC News correspondent Ellison Barber in Tampa, who is in one of the mandatory evacuation zones there right along Old Tampa Bay. You're in the evacuation zone. Where are they sending people to go to?
So they are telling people to just get inland, right? Like, say, 20, 25 miles would be enough. There are some shelters that have been opened up in this county, Hillsborough County. There are 2 zones right now in just this county that are under mandatory evacuation orders. And that impacts, again, just in this county, about 300,000 people. There are 9 other counties that also have evacuation orders. The word from Governor Ron DeSantis this afternoon, Stephanie, was hey, you don't have to go all the way to Georgia. You don't have to leave the state. Just get somewhere higher, go more inland, stay with friends if you can. Again, that being said, there are shelters, and at least in this county, they started opening those yesterday at about 2 o'clock. Where we are, we're kind of the only ones down here. It's just us and some of these ominous-looking clouds that have begun to make their way towards us. This business, like many others in the area, they have closed up, done their best to sort of board up, try to prevent what they think will likely be a lot of storm surge headed in their direction. And a lot of people have actually gotten out of town. You know, this is Florida, so people are very used to hurricanes. And when we've been speaking to people, they will say, we know how to prep. We have been through this. But we've also spoken to a lot of people today who said they are evacuating, some of them for the first time in their entire lives living in this state. Listen.
I never left before, but they're showing that this one's moving kind of slow, so they're predicting a lot of water. I live South Tampa, so it's a flood zone area, so yes.
So this one feels different.
Yes.
This one does feel a little bit different. We felt that way in the past before, so it's just better to be safe than sorry.
Personally, I've never left during a hurricane, but this time I have 4 dogs. I got my girl, so I'm going to go ahead and do the right thing and just get away and come back, and hopefully nothing's damaged.
The coastal geography in this area makes this part of Florida particularly susceptible to storm surge and flooding. It's a very flat, long beaches here, so it sort of is a welcome ramp, if you will, for all of that water that gets stirred up by hurricanes. In Tampa areas in particular, you also have to factor in climate change. Since the late 1940s, the sea level here has risen by about 8 inches because of climate change. Stephanie?
Does it seem like the businesses, the homes around you, people have evacuated, or at least they're hunkering down?
It does seem like that, more than I expected as someone who has spent quite a few years covering hurricanes in Florida. I will say one thing that we always notice here, Stephanie, is that poorer, lower income communities, they don't tend to evacuate because it's a privilege to have the money for gas, to have the money for hotels, and sometimes those shelters aren't as accessible as maybe they should be. Stephanie?
Such an important point. Easy to say evacuate. Not everyone has somewhere to go. Ellison Barber, stay safe where you are. Thank you for the update.